Our daily opinion on sport, which you're entitled
Yeah,
to.
something I'm looking forward to today is that Royal AM debate. What is happening? Where do we stand? And what is going to be happening to a team that isn't really playing any other club at the moment? We do have super fan Mama Joy Chauke on the line. Mama Joy, welcome to the show. It's so good to have you.
Hello, and good morning. I am here.
We're so happy to have you. Thank you for being here. Mama Joy, Royal AM super fan. Have you been paid?
Hello.
Have you been paid,
Royal
Mama
AM
Joy?
is my team.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's for the love of the game. It's just that when I go to the games, I know I don't have to book a hotel to go there. I know there's a apartment there I can go and sleep and watch the game.
So there is benefit for you, Mama Joy. So
Yes.
as a fan at the moment, with what is happening, which is basically a team that has no money, where do you stand?
Yeah, at the moment, as a supporter of Royal AM, I don't know what to say, but I know as I support the team, one day this will end, because it's not like Royal AM is the first one to be in this position. I know some of the good days we're gonna have this breakthrough, and as a support.
But have you been promised a breakthrough? Have you been called? Not only you, the supporters. Have you been addressed? Have you been told what is happening with this team?
What is happening exactly in the team? They won't tell us as a supporter. They know we will panic. You understand? Because as a supporter, I believe in my team. Even when some other, maybe journalists can write something maybe bad about my team, even sometimes it is true, I will say no, because I love the team and I believe in the team. But one thing for sure with Mkhize, I remember she called me and then she said, how do you feel? Because I can see a lot of people are saying this and that about you and whatever. I say, Mom, I am worried about you. Don't worry about me. I know this thing of supporting the team. I have been a supporter my whole life. So with this thing, I know one day it's gonna end. I remember when I was in Pirates, we spent 7 years without winning cup. People were saying this and this and this. Like now they are saying to Kaizer Chiefs, my son has been to school now. He's 5 years without seeing Kaizer Chiefs winning anything. I know this thing is gonna pass because I have an experience. I have seen this before. So with what is happening with Royal AM doesn't have money or whatever, that one is not my duty to see. My duty is to see the team playing.
But it seems like the team isn't playing, and it also seems like things are quite serious.
So they didn't play one game because that thing came as a shock. But now we are going to play Orlando Pirates. Mark my words, on Thursday, because the team is busy. It's at the gym now. They are training. So for that one, we knew how are they going to play. Meanwhile, they are not on training.
But also, how motivated is a team to play against a Pirates who are in form at the moment, and the way that they are playing with everything that is happening, in the boardroom, Mama Joy. So, I mean, very quickly, Mama Joy, before I say goodbye, if this team, let's just say for argument's sake and be devil's advocate, no longer exists, have you got your eye on another team and what you're going to do as a super fan?
I will go to the team that can replace my team. If other team come and replace my team, because I know my team won't be replaced with anyone. So I'm not going anywhere. I will go with Royal AM because I know why I joined Royal AM. It's not like I just wake up in the morning and say, no, I just want to support this team, or this team has got money or whatever. I supported Royal AM with the whole of my heart. I have chosen Royal AM. It's not like Pirates. Pirates, I didn't choose. I was like fighting with my brother, and then I say because he was a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, and say today I'm an Orlando Pirates supporter. But Royal AM, I have chosen Royal AM myself, Mama Joy. So now, even when they go out, I will just wait. I will support Bafana, support Springbok, I will support cricket. It's not like I will have a team. No. When Royal AM is gone, for the club, Mama Joy is gone in club level. So I will be supporting the SA team and the national team and whatever.
Mama Joy, thank you so much for your time and for chatting to us this morning as a Royal AM super fan, taking our call and just explaining. So, I mean, there is benefit for her as a super fan, as she says.
Gets a flat.
Yeah,
Probably
well,
flights,
and I mean, there is benefit whether it's hard cold cash or whether it is accommodation, transportation, etc. Supporting the team, their training, but I just think how much can a demoralized team at the moment do against the Pirates? But nice to know that she is hell-bent on sticking it through.
I bet $10 she won't. If that team dissolves, she'll be gone. She will be gone. And coming up after break, we're actually going to be speaking to someone who knows a lot more about this than Mama Joy. That quote about whatever journalists write, even if it's true, I don't believe it. I mean, good God. But anyway, before we get into this, and this is what people should be eating, winning begins with what you eat. Boost your energy with AGT Foods' range of nutritious grains and legumes. Play better, live healthier. Brought to you by AGT Foods Africa. Good food, good health, good life.
Continue our conversation here. Royal AM, and what happens now? We chatted to superfan Mama Joy, who says she is a superfan till the end. We now have renowned sports business Omni Casters Ndlovu on the line, better known as Cash in Sport. A warm welcome to the show. Thanks for your time today.
Hello, Romy. Good to speak to you today. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. I mean, what happens now? Royal AM is in this debacle. What is brewing, I guess, behind the scenes to be able to keep this team lucrative and alive in the Betway Prem?
Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum for the league itself because this isn't really a case that they should get involved in because it's a personal tax issue, which is now having an effect on the club being put under curatorship. So ordinarily the league, in an instance where a club is in trouble, might try to bail them out to try and keep the club afloat and keep the league in good standing. But because this is a personal matter where the club has been attached as part of SARS trying to recoup money which is owned by an individual, it's become much more of a complicated issue. At the moment, my understanding is that the club is still under curatorship, and there's an ongoing tax process where SARS is probably going to come to some sort of settlement agreement with the Mkhize family, and that will continue to affect the club, regardless of the fact that salaries have apparently now been paid.
Have all salaries been paid? Because also just keeping an eye on the media, it says that, some have been paid and others haven't.
My understanding is that some salaries have been paid, especially the core players, but there's a wider group of people beyond the players who are also employed by the club who I understand have not been paid as yet. So that entire goal isn't settled as yet. My understanding is that obviously for the team to be able to participate, the players had gone essentially on strike, and the thinking was, pay those guys so that they at least play, and we can at least get matches going. Because if they don't play, then you essentially put the entire league into disrepute, and the entire league is in question. So yeah, I would assume that but obviously those details haven't been released yet as to exactly who's been paid. But yes, I understand that some people have been paid and some haven't.
It is a bit twofold. As you said, it's a personal issue that now then plays out in the league, which brings the league into disrepute. But surely are there fines to sort of mitigate this and for it not to happen? I guess an example is being made out of Royal AM now. It's like, and so they bought the status and here they are and making headlines perhaps for all the wrong reasons. And now it's a money issue or the lack thereof. So if we go back to the fine print, Nqobile, what does it say, a club owner needs to adhere to and do, and what are the major repercussions?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because I read the club licensing rules. They don't specify what fines are for non-compliance. And that's a bit of a challenge. They do specify a lot of things around qualifications, having a board and two separate leadership entities which could advise the owner of the club. They talk about ethical good standing, that a person must not be in debt or have criminal records that could affect the standing of the club. You must hire a general manager, a finance officer, etc., etc. So there's a lot that it states around the integrity and the qualifications of a person and the fact that they must have finances which can back up their ownership of the club. But in terms of the repercussions for you to not do so, that's not clear. And I think that's a little bit of a problem because
Correct.
it puts the league in a bit of a quandary, because if it's not clear in the licensing rules, how do you then apply it in a situation like this?
Yeah.
So they're under curatorship. Could you explain what that means? Who appointed the curator? Who now runs Royal AM? What does it mean for Mkhize and her son?
Yeah, curatorship is essentially jail for businesses.
Jail.
You sneeze when they tell you to sneeze. You go to sleep when they tell you to go to sleep.
Okay.
You drink water when they tell you. You can't do anything without the say-so of the curator, in layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
The SARS essentially had been going through this process of trying to recoup tax funds from the Mkhize family. As a result of non-compliance, etc., SARS then appointed a curator and froze the business assets belonging to Mkhize. They also attached some properties. As you would know, there was a raid on some properties in KZN at the end of last year. So essentially what has now happened is that a curator, or essentially a jailer, if we keep on with the jail kind of reference, has been appointed to overlook the club and control all finances, control all activities within the club. The club cannot make any decisions that have any material impact of the club without permission until this issue is resolved. So it's a very difficult issue for the club, because they can't pay anyone, they can't hire anyone, they can't fire anyone. They essentially can't do anything, can't spend any money without permission.
But SARS would surely, I mean, they want to get their 40 million back. They want to keep the club as a going concern. They don't want to just get rid of it in a fire sale, do they? They want to be successful. So why only some players getting paid if they're under curatorship now? That's really the money that comes from the grant.
Pay everyone.
PSL still goes in, and they can still pay everyone.
Yeah. This is true, but the money from the grant is nowhere near what would be needed to even get the club to be able to pay salaries. Just for context, clubs get somewhere in the region of 2.5 million rand a month as grant funding. Mm-hmm. There's no club that can pay salaries with that 2.5 million rand, and then on top of that, you still have running costs for managing the club, such as travel, accommodation, renting out stadiums, etc., etc. That grant money is gone before you even pay salaries.
Correct.
So it wouldn't have come from the grant, and the likelihood is that it would have come from Mkhize herself to pay for those players. Because remember, the club also doesn't have apart from the municipality, they don't have multiple sponsors. So the challenge is the club is not generating the type of income that can pay for the players. So the money would come from Mkhize. So therefore, if the club is under curatorship, even if they had funds in there, the SARS would likely want to recoup that money to pay for the debt, because Mkhize uses the club as an asset, and whatever money sits there would go first towards the debt and then towards other things. So that's my reading of the situation.
I understand that. So here we are. This is the Royal AM situation. They're going ahead. They are going to play. Do you foresee? Yes, they play Pirates, but then I guess it's also like the players who are paid play. So that affects your lineup also, because why would a player play if they aren't paid? Nqobile. It has a bit of a ripple effect, and you've put everything really greatly into context. But do you see us seeing Royal AM through to the end of the season, or do you foresee hiccups as the league unfolds?
It's a very challenging situation. I mean, Royal AM are second from bottom at the moment. The major issue is they haven't been able to cobble up enough players to be able to compete, and they haven't been able to buy players for 2 years now. Whether we see them to the end of the league, I think that the league will do their very best to ensure that they are still able to play. And some way, somehow, the league may even bail them out in some way, shape, or form. Although that will set a very bad precedent around the league settling personal debt. I think they'll be around to the end of the season and play games, but I don't think that we'll see them as a going concern club beyond this season. I think Royal AM is in danger of being bought over by someone else.
Yeah. And then that's again another conversation that we'll have all over again. But thank you so much for chatting to us here on Omni Sports Breakfast. I beg your pardon this morning, Nqobile. It's been valuable.
Thank you so much for having me.
So that's it. So Royal AM play, they're still around. It's a personal matter spilling into, obviously now, personal matters into business matters. So it's a little bit murky there. However, there are no T's and C's that are clear enough that state what happens in a case like this. 3 million, not enough money. Players, some paid, some not. SAFPU, which is a South African Football Players Union, very quiet, I would say, not as robust and aggressive as they usually are on issues of this nature. And so we watch and we wait to see.
Wait a lot. I mean, I feel that the team hasn't trained for a month. And yesterday or 2 days ago, they arrived at training and they couldn't get in because the security guards hadn't been paid. And they locked the doors. So
it's a sad state of affairs.
Sad,
it really is.
Yeah.
But
it's a disgrace.
An ongoing story, and we'll definitely be keeping our eye on it. That's it. It's a wrap. I can't believe it. Already?
I know.
Happy weekend.
It's a Friday. I know. It's I'm Friday without rain, maybe.
Whatever.
Oh, I'm just going to go full Kylian Mbappe, not wear pants the whole weekend.
You need facts, figures, scores, and scoops, and the truth.